Hey, it's Bill, and I was going back through some of my old recipes, dusting them off, and I found some versions of recipes that I had made in the past and thought, well, I want to try it, but instead of just making it to try, I'm going to make it for you so you can see it. So this is a vodka sauce recipe. Pretty tried and true, got a few little twists. It's not the original version, but it's my version, I love it. Anyway, I got a nice big heavy pot. It's got a nice big heavy bottom on it. And let's get a little warm. Now, olive oil, okay? No such thing as, well, there is too much, but too little is worse. So we want to do some sauteing in here. So in this pan, I like it because it's tapered, so I can get away with about 3 good tablespoons, maybe 4 tablespoons or a 1/4 cup on the bottom. And I'll just figure it out. That's 1, 2, 3, 3.5, I'll call it 4. Alright. Now I gotta get some heat going. It's already starting to give that little ripply effect. Alright. So what makes this kind of unique is I got a little onion. I can't remember for the life of me how that came to me. But there's another version of this that's even freakier that I love even more, but I opted out of it today, so we'll talk about it later. Okay. Now once again, using gas, you don't have to crank it up and burn all your pans. I got a little spitting going on in here, so I know it's hot. Make sure nothing's sticking. If I had a little microphone here, you'd hear it. Not quite, hot enough that it's jumping around, but just enough that I want to start softening this onion. Yeah, now it's getting loud. Alright. So I just want to give this a minute. The interesting part of this is the recipe that I found that was even odder than this recipe started off with I had some cooked bacon in the fridge, and I'm like, well, you can use pancetta and with recipes. So I took this bacon and put it in here with the olive oil to really crisp up. I cut it up, chopped it up pretty small. I just wanted that bacon I get actually comes from like a meat market, and it's really good Applewood smoked bacon, the real stuff, not the stuff you buy in the grocery store, and it really added some good flavor. Obviously, not everyone's going to like that, but I just think it brings out, because I like vodka sauce with seafood mostly. Oh yeah, this stuff's really having a party now. Alright, before it gets too crazy. So, I really like my garlic. This is like 4 good cloves of garlic in here. You can kind of modify it to your liking. I just want to get enough in here that we can really bring it out. And it's kind of ironic that I've had a problem finding decent garlic, and all of a sudden it's like back in style or stock or season, whatever, but I'm pretty impressed with it. Alright, do this a little dance. Ooh, yeah, it doesn't take long. I love it, love it. Just turning it down as we go here, working it down. So I think the first vodka sauce recipe I had, I really stayed true to form, and I actually got on my immersion blender at the end and really went through it. And I use this word a lot, but I kind of like the rusticness of this recipe. I guess you know, I kind of try and stay with anything that has the texture of baby food or something. But this one's really cool. Muy excelente. Okay. Get nice and good here. So before I finish, and it's really starting to slow down a little bit, not as loud. I want to bring a little kick to the party, so I have 2 teaspoons of crushed red pepper flakes. Boom. Don't scream, it's not going to make it really hot. It's just really good to take a little bite. Okay, got a good party thing going on here. Alright, so now what am I going to do? Well, I have 2 big old 28-ounce cans of crushed tomato, and these are actually fire roasted tomatoes. Oh, it kind of plays along with that crushed red pepper or bacon kind of thing. Okay. Now, I'm not the kind of guy that lets anything go to waste, so I just want to make sure I'm scraping out. La la. Alright, let me get this stirred around. I want to get it nice and toasty before we go any further. And I know I said this 100 times, but I'll say it again. You know, you really want a decent olive oil. I get horrified when I see the price of it, so I just wait until it's BOGO and I stock up. Local grocery store has a tendency to have it buy one get one 4 times a year, you know, every few months. And a couple of those big bottles last me 6 months, so I'm pretty stocked up. I also use good solid sun tanning oil. Oh. Okay. Now, gotta know your stove. I don't want this going blip 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 all over me because I don't want to stain my nice shirt. But we always want to heat things up like this kind of slow. So let's move on to the next step because it's going to take a few minutes. Alright, got a cutting board. So, this is really interesting. This is basil that I grow. I absolutely love it. Fresh, picked this morning. And I know I've showed you this before. We're going to take some of these. Calling my name over there. Some of these big leaves out of here. Okay. roll it up. Cuban taught me that. Just kidding. I'm just kind of chefing at it. Just make these nice little slices. Watch fingers. Once again, I don't look at the camera when I'm moving a knife. Alright. Oh, the smell. Oh. Alright, now I got some other smaller leaves in here, but I also have a surprise. My neighbor yesterday brought over some Thai basil. Thai basil is really cool because it's different. It's sweeter, almost has like a mild. I can smell it, but almost like peppermint kind of flavoring to it. It's really amazing. So for this, all I want to do is just keep getting little handfuls because the leaves are so small. Just kind of direct it through the cutter. Kind of making a mess of this. But it's been like 45 years since I sliced a finger, so I like to keep it that way. Looks pretty good. Whee! So to me, this is why what basils and vodka sauce are all about. You really need that basil and lots of it to bring out the flavor and to really complement the seafood. Could be shrimp, lobster, scallops, anything. So it's just bubbling a little bit here. Stir it around. Get that basil in there. And obviously, this is a good place to take a break. If you're at home and you're going to serve it shortly, you just want to let everything kind of marry together. What I do, or what I'm going to do with this, actually is it's headed for the freezer for other meals. Now, use a knife, clean a knife. Oh, look at that. So pretty. Alright. Got a nice little plop plop bubble going on in here. So why is it called vodka sauce? I have no idea. Other than the fact that you put vodka in it. So I have a funny feeling that the vodka is kind of used to break down any fats. I know that Northern Italian cooking, they use little less tomatoes, and so they tend to use vodka to cut the grease of whatever meat they're using, or the olive oil. But I just want like half a cup. Make sure this is drinkable. Don't go buy the real lousy stuff. Don't go get the little snip bottles. I know you might like those at lunchtime, but alright, so I'm gonna put this in here. This is the part where you want to kind of let it stew. simmer. I'm going to cook the alcohol out. And let me tell you, if you don't, it really has kind of a raw taste to it. I'm not a big vodka fan anyways, but in this case, it's the best choice. I just want to use like Everclear. Pure alcohol, man. I don't even think they sell it in this state. Alright. This has really good consistency to it. We didn't damage it at all with the vodka. Turn it just a little bit, speed things up. Try to go really quick. You'd think I just sped up the video, but I didn't. I just had my high caffeinated coffee. Alright. Now it's rolling. So this is, like I said, this is going in the Tupperware and in the freezer. And when I heat it up, I'm going to do a good job of cooking it through. At this point, we've steamed off. I would say we've steamed off the alcohol and kind of mellowed out the vodka, which is what we want. The basil's all nice and wilted, and it's just really fragrant from that basil. I actually made pesto with that Thai basil. Wow, incredible. Of course, the leaves are really small, so it took me like a whole grocery bag full. We sat there and plucked the leaves for a long, long time. So one of the things that I do talk about a lot, and this is a prime example of just taking your time. Most real good recipes aren't something you're trying to put together 10 minutes before dinner time. It's almost better to start it ahead of time and then come back to it if need be. There's things you can cook in the morning when you're watching TV and then heating up for dinner. I do that a lot. Alright, so not to bore you, at this point or any point here on, if you feel like the consistency isn't nice and thick, which I'm going to show you in a second, you can always have your emergency can of tomato paste, which I do, sitting right here in case I have to fix it, but I'm not going to have to. It's perfect, and you're going to see that. So once you get it all nice and hot, last but not least, and we don't want to shock the next ingredient, so we don't want this a rolling boil, we want a real simmer. There's not a lot of times I use rolling boil except for like cooking pasta, and even then I have a tendency that once I get it up to a boil I turn it down. There's no advantage. Water's only going to be 212 degrees no matter what. Okay. Love the sound of it. Okay, I turn this down, and I got my half a cup, a half and half. That's how I remember it. Half a cup, half and half. You can use heavy cream. Sometimes the taste is a little too dairy for me. And considering there's not that much difference between half and half and heavy cream, I just want to get that pinkish color. Perfect. Oh yeah. Stir, stir, stir. Can't make this stuff up, man. Well, I do. I mean, I make up these recipes, but now this is the time where if you really wanted to make it look prettier, you can get out your immersion blender and go to town. But I'm telling you that everything's in the flavor. And this looks so beautiful. I always laugh and say, when you pour the dairy in it, be half and half or heavy cream, just add some nice weight to it. I know it's a funny way to describe it, but I just like that. Alright. So we got good consistency. We got beautiful. It's hard to talk when you're drooling. Just want to make sure everything is combined. Mamma mia! Every time I make spaghetti sauce, I always think of, making the Sunday gravy. When I was a kid, my neighbor used to do that. All day, cooks all day, and then Sunday you got the big meal. Alright. So I really want to show you what this looks like. So, magic. I have some pasta here. Oh. I like pasta. I also like it pretty. Man, oh man. So I have some real, fresh, grated Parmesan cheese from Italy. Oh. And you can put as much on as you want, because I do like my cheese. And I have a fork. So let's see. In videos, penne works really good for this. Let's give this a try. My, oh my. This is the kind of, wow. This is why you lick the bowl, because fantastic. Sauce is perfect. I'm going to let it sit here and cook a little bit longer. And then it's going to cool down and get put away and live in the freezer till I need it. But wow. Absolutely divine. Can't ask for anything more. Hope you try it. Thank you for your support. Watch, watch, watch. Get your friends to watch. Subscribe, subscribe. I'm kind of locked in at this, like 730 subscribers. I think that's funny. But anyway, have a great day. Come back and watch another video. See you next time.